I'm sure by now that you guys have seen my video on what I bring in my bag and stuff, and I just want to say that it's important to know that these are just suggestions that I give you and tips on what helps, but you do not need to bring anything that you feel is not essential to you. And remember that all schools are completely different. Some schools don't give you anything in general, or they will give you all the supplies that you need. I had a school where a teacher locked everything in her desk and literally had nothing there. So I had no pens, no pencils to give students or to write out my substitute teacher notes. And so why did I say that out loud like that? It was weird. Instead of sub notes, but so I just want you to know that moving forward. But for your first day as a substitute teacher, I will give you some essentials that you can have with you that I think will be really important. First off, I always, and I said in my other video that I always like to carry a backpack. So my backpack is this. It's huge. It's like as big as me. But anyways, I love it because it has all these different compartments, and it sounded like a puppy was outside. Okay, anyways, I liked it because I got a laptop, so I was able to put the laptop in, and then I wasn't able to, or then I was able to just, so that I felt like I didn't have my hands like bejumbled with all these different stuff in my hands. Okay, so that's number one. Another thing that I would bring along, I don't think I have it with me. Oh, I do. Is a clipboard. I loved having clipboards because for me, I would always take the lesson plan and then also the roll call, the roster, and my when you were out sheet. And I always walked around the room. So when I was giving attendance, I would have everything here. And I would also like write down things like Alexa was being mean today. Hopefully I was never mean to a sub, but anyways, I had it all just on the clipboard. It was easy. And if I forgot something and I was like across the room, I could be like, oh wait, guys, I forgot to say that you have this page to do in your notebook or something along those lines. A notebook. I loved having notebooks. So I don't really have a notebook with me right now, but what I did was I would keep it unless I didn't have like my while you were out sheets. I would just rip off a piece of paper and do that. A lot of the times I was in high school when I subbed, and it can be a very boring job. And so sometimes I would literally just sit there and write my target list or lyrics to a song, doodle, whatever. And it just kind of like passed time. Now I didn't just sit at a desk. I walked around every few minutes, but when I like was bored and stuff and I didn't want to take out my phone in case a teacher or the principal would walk by, I always would just doodle and act like I was like doing something. That also just helped my brain like stay awake, so it like I wasn't going crazy inside. I would have my while you were out sheet. I should make something for you guys on this. Stay tuned because I really do want to make some freebies for you. But so again, I did middle school and high school, and what I did is I liked to put the times on there. So period 1 started at 7:19. It was 7:19 to 8:26. And so I would have that, and then I would have absent students, tardy students, notes to go by. And so that's what I had on my lovely clipboard. And it was just easy for me. I didn't feel like I had to like write out paragraphs. It just was there for me. Snacks. Loved snacks. I always would bring like an orange or a cheese stick, yogurt, something that like would make me feel good. There were times, especially when I was pregnant, I was like craving like bagels. So I would literally bring a bagel in, or like other things, but try your best to keep it as a healthy snack so that way you're not feeling more hungry as the day goes on. A water bottle. Water bottles are so important. Make sure that you hydrate. I love knowing the amount that I should drink for the day. I'm weird. But I always got a clear water bottle, and this one's a 32 ounce, and I always just fill that up and drink it throughout the day. I understand it's hard to hydrate because we can't pee when we need to, but it's important to have and to stay hydrated throughout the day. And then have extra materials and incentives. You can do, oh my God. What a friend did, I never did this, but what a friend did was she made a binder full of, she did this like in the summer, full of information or worksheets, K through 12, because she loved every single level in schools, and she just had like random stuff like coloring sheets for kindergarten, and then like she would have like high school, and then she would have different subjects and find different worksheets in case that there was a time that she needed to pull that out, and then she would print that off, just one, and then she would ask the office if they could make copies of it. I thought that was a really good idea. I think that's a lot of hard work, but it's an idea. You can also, like, whatever your incentives are, you can bring in like a treasure chest. It has little things for the students to pick out, like erasers and pens and pencils and notepads, fun things for them. So those are the things that I think are good for your first day essentials to bring, and I think those are really necessary. Again, I want to reiterate that not all schools provide you with what you need. For example, pens and pencils. It sounds silly, but it is what it is. And other people have that essentials. Other schools will provide it. So it's just important to know the school that you're at and how they do that. So that's why I always brought my own. So my tip for you in this video, to be ready for the next day. Say you don't have a job and it's like 3 p.m. on a Wednesday and you're like, oh, I really need the money and I need to work tomorrow. Set everything out the night before. Make sure you pack your lunch, pack your snacks, all that, and then fill up your water bottle, have your backpack, your tote, whatever you like to use, ready to go, so that way you are able to, if you pick up a job at 5 a.m., you're ready to go. You can even get your clothes out the night before. I loved doing that, and it was like stress-free. All I had to do was wake up, shower, eat, and get ready and go. I will link my other video on my what is in my sub bag for everything else if you are interested, and I will see you in the next video.